So imagine you're back in 2009 and you're in charge of deciding what the feel of the music is going to be for a game that looks like this. You probably would have gone with some retro sort of style like this. I mean, that's what the game looks like, right? That 8-bit, 16-bit style, now in 3D form. But Daniel Rosenfeld, or C418, the composer from Minecraft, decided to take it in a completely different and unique way. I mean, it has this very quirky sort of a feel. Some of those notes give me the sense of like, you know, maybe there's some sheep or pigs in the background while I'm over here building something on this side of the hill. And something else that I love from this piece, Subwoofer Lullaby, is the reverb on it. I mean, specifically this synth gives it this reverb that makes it sound like it's super far away, you know, almost as if you're like in a mine, you know, and you're mining away. This is how I mine, of course. You know, and you have your speaker sort of near you because you like to listen to music while you're working, and it's just so cavernous that the music just gives it this echoey feel. And this piece, Hagstorm, sort of follows that same notion of being quirky and different, and I like how it gives you this sense that maybe you're playing with a pet or with your kid in the nursery. Like, at first it may not fit, but over time you realize it fits perfectly because Minecraft to the player is a toy, right? It's this big sandbox where you're a kid again whenever you're inside of it because you're playing and you're building for the sake of play. And I love that about it. Now, my favorite piece, or the one that stands out the most for me for being so unbelievably different, is Sweden. Because if you were to take the piece and separate it into two hands on the piano, and the right hand would go like this, and the left hand would go like this. And so they both sound fine, but they don't sound like they belong in the same track. And yet when you put them together in one piece, even though they don't mesh perfectly, they're also not super dissonant either. It's just this interesting, stark sort of a mix in the middle. And I think it's great. It's so different that it transports me to this mystical Nordic sort of forest world, which is Minecraft. Now, apparently the unique feel of the music and sound effects to Minecraft come from the limitations of the game engine itself. Daniel said, Minecraft has a terrible sound engine. If you play two looping sound files simultaneously, the engine crashes. So if you make a cow farm or a sheep farm, you can't have all the animals making noises at the same time. Terrible. Imagine there's a creeper in that house way over there. Technically, you shouldn't be able to hear him because he's right over there and there's a wall between you. But in the game, you can hear them because telling the program there's a wall takes so much computing and processing power that it's not worth doing it. So I find that really interesting. I think that explains why it's so idiosyncratically stark when all of a sudden a sound effect or music comes out of nowhere, right? And you're playing for a while and it's silent. It's because there's such a limitation on how many things can be going on at the same time. It's not like Skyrim, for example, where there's music in the background constantly, you know, gorgeous ambient music and sound effects everywhere. No, here you're dealing with the limited game engine. And so I have to wonder out loud, how much of Minecraft's success has to do with this game engine limitation that gave it such a different sort of a feel with the playing experience? I mean, would it have felt so unique and interesting enough to play if it had a normal sort of robust engine to have a lot of stuff going on in the background, feeling like other games when it came to that? Would it have been as successful? I don't know. Doesn't matter because we are here now. It's just think it's really interesting to consider. And so keeping that in mind, I'd like to finish with this quote from Daniel where he says, the world looks sort of 8-bit, so people probably expected chiptune music like Game Boy music, but I was like, no. I want to do something unexpected. So I decided to work with experimental, simplistic, acoustic music that doesn't actually tell you anything about the game. And I think that sums it up perfectly. So those are my thoughts to the music to Minecraft, why it's awesome, why it's completely out of this world, and if you'd like access to an extra video, all of my thoughts to the music to Minecraft that didn't make it to this final cut, consider backing me on Patreon, where for $1 a show, you get access to an extra video for every soundtrack review. Regardless, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Did you love the music to Minecraft? Which are your favorite tracks? And thank you for watching, as always, Soundtrack Reviews, and I'll see you next time.